Hello everybody, it's Cheryl. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today I'm going to share with you how I preserve by water bath canning eggplant. And I do this in a mixture of extra virgin olive oil and apple cider vinegar. Now recently I posted a video of how you can water bath can eggplant with the skin on it after roasting it in the oven and packing it with a brine made out of olive oil and vinegar. But this procedure is a little bit different because it allows you to use the eggplant in more ways. So I remove the skin off of these eggplants that I water bath can, and I slice them up in like fries, but French fries. But let me start from the beginning of the procedure. So let's get started. The first thing I do is I sanitize my jars in boiling water after I've already washed them. And this is kind of hard to do with one hand, so I'm only going to show it to you one time. With this recipe, I'm going to give you an alternative to the other recipe that I showed you guys, how you can leave the skin on the eggplant. In this video, I'm sharing with you that you're going to peel the eggplant and then you're going to slice it and cut it up like French fries. Okay? And then what we're going to do with this is, I'm going to skip a step because most people will let it sit for a few hours layering it in salt. But because I'm doing low sodium, I'm going to skip that step. And I'm just going to blanch these for 1 minute only. Then I will pack the jars. I'll add my seasoning in the jar. And I'll use the same formula that I did for the brine in the last video about eggplant. Equal portions of extra virgin olive oil and an equal portion of vinegar. You can use white vinegar, apple cider vinegar, red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, as long as it is diluted to 5% acidity, and that is on the label. And most vinegars today are all 5% acidity. Okay, so I'll be back. Guys, you want to make sure that you bring your water to a boil before you put your eggplant in to be blanched, because if you put it in sooner, it'll get mushy, and you don't want to leave it in for more than a minute. Now, it was boiling. Then when I put the eggplant in, it cooled it off. So you want to wait, let it come to a boil. When you first see bubbles coming up again, you're going to strain this. You don't want to cook this too long, okay? Only for about a minute. Now you hear boiling because that's my canner right here. I'm doing the peppers. But you want to make sure that you just turn it over. And you can see it changing colors right before your eyes. And after a minute, I'll put this slotted spoon down. And then I'm going to dip this out of here, or spoon some of this into the strainer. I'll show you. See? Just like that. Real easy. And water will drain out. Okay? I'll be back. You strain your eggplant, and you see it's turned a brown color. You want to put it in a bowl or plate and put paper towel on it to absorb as much of the water out of it as you can. I'm going to change this 3 times. I'm not going to be redundant and show it to you over and over, but I'm going to let this sit for a half an hour. Then I'm going to change and put fresh paper towel, and I'll do it again. And I'll do it 3 times until I have all of the eggplant, let me say that again, until I have removed as much of the water as I can from the eggplant, okay? And I have like several batches to do. Okay, guys, you see this soggy paper towel? This is all the water that I squeezed out of just one bowl of eggplant that I blanched and let it cool off. And it's just a little warm. That's why the jar's a little cloudy, but not much. And I packed it. I packed it down as tight as I can get. See the liquid coming up? I'm going to pour that out when I get finished. But while I'm doing, excuse me, while I am packing the jars firmly, I am making my brine. Let's go over and I'll show you the brine. Okay, so I'm bringing to a boil in a medium saucepan the brine. And the brine consists of 2 cups of white wine vinegar, 5% acidity, 2 cups of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of red pepper flakes, and 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. So I'm bringing this to a boil, and once it starts to boil, then I will pour it into my jars over my eggplants that I have already blanched and packed tightly in the jars. And now you can see that it's boiling. So I'm going to let it boil a little bit more and stir it up, and then I'm going to fill my jars. We removed the brine from the heat, and I let it stop boiling just a little bit because it's kind of dangerous to do this with one hand. And you're trying to see if you're filming correctly and not burning yourself. And you want to slowly add that vinegar and oil brine. Keep stirring so that you don't put all of the red pepper flakes into one jar. And this is plenty. This brine is enough to do about 5 jars, quart jars. Okay, so I'm gonna make some more, but I like to do small batches at a time. Just easier for me. Okay, so I'm filling it up, stirring, and filling, and it smells so good, guys. If you want to evenly distribute your garlic and your red pepper flakes, you can just add that to each individual jar. Okay, the next major thing that we're going to do, anybody remember? Yes, we have to debubble. We're going to bring all the bubbles to the top. So I'm going to try to do a little bit better. Let's take this out. Okay, I'm going to try to watch what I'm doing. And this is just for demonstration purposes because I'm going to lay this phone down and I'm going to go to work on getting all of the bubbles out. And you guys know why we are debubbling, because we don't want seepage. And we don't want the seals to not seal properly and be faulty. Okay, so the more you debubble, you see how that juice level is going down, that brine. Okay, guys, so I have cleaned the rims very well. I wiped them with vinegar 4 times. And I'm using my magnetic holder to pick up these lids out of the pan that I boiled them in. Everybody see that? And then I'm gonna put the rings on, and I'll put the phone down and screw the rings on finger tight. And I've already emptied my water in the canner and put more water in, because you want to start with tepid water. Never put hot canning, a jar full of hot canning food into a cold water or a extremely hot water. So you want to make it like kind of like room temperature, because see, I'm holding this and this is not burning my hands. So guys, I just removed the 2 jars of pickled eggplant in vinegar and extra virgin olive oil brine, and they came out perfect. no seepage. The liquid is all the way up to the top, and there's no liquid at the bottom because I firmly packed those. These are going to be great to add to pasta, to just eat as a snack, to spread on pizza crust or bruschetta. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. I plan to make a meal out of this eggplant very soon, and I'll share with you in another video what I cooked and how it tasted. I'll probably have my grandchildren tasting it for me. Okay. I have arthritis in my hands, and jars are very hard for me to open them. And when my son-in-law realized I was having that difficulty, he ordered this little jar opener for me, and it came from Amazon. I'm very happy about it, and I thought I'd just share it with you. So if you have arthritis or carpal tunnel, check out this jar opener from Amazon. It opens jars and lids on all sizes of things, including like bottled water, fingernail polish, and of course, my canned goods that I personally can. Thank you for watching, everybody. Bye now.
The end.